up, guys? Lethal Fool here again. Today I'm talking about team movements. So if you are in a team and you move in a team, this is something you're going to want to be well versed on. If you don't move in a team, well then this is some good knowledge for you to have if and when that time ever comes. Most of your 4 or 5 man teams are going to move in different formations at different times and for different tactics, okay? Different strategies, so on and so forth. Your SOPs may dictate how and when you move like this. But I want to talk about the most basic formations and team movements that there are. So first of all, I'm going to start with a file. A file is going to consist of your 1 point man, 2 man, team leader, somewhere in the middle, your number 4 man, and you can go on and so on and so forth, okay? So you can add more people to that. But a file is going to be in this direction here. So your point man is going to be leading, going to be pushing up. So a file is anytime you're going to be walking through dense vegetation, maybe a thin hallway, something of that nature that's going to dictate your movement, be a narrow profile. This is going to be your file. Again, point man is taking lead. A lot of times guys will file up to their last point or their final assault point, okay? Because if the dude up here is holding a shield or whatever the case, it's going to make more sense in this regard. So a lot of guys move in a file. So the hand arm movement that is typically used for a file is a non-dominant hand over the helmet or over the face. You're going to look back at your next guy, number 2 guy. Number 2's guy is going to pass it on to number 3 guy, so on and so forth. Until that gets down the line, everybody understands that they're going into a file without having to break that sound discipline. All right, so file, that was it. All right, so line. So if everybody's getting on line, everybody get on line. Just a straight arm movement is the hand arm movement you would give. Again, non-dominant hand, signifying that you want your teammates to get in a line. Your TL might do this. So everybody's going to be spread out evenly, shoulder to shoulder essentially, and you would be pushing this way. So if enemies to the front, everybody's getting on line, this is what it would look like. If you're in an open danger area, you're going to get on line, this is what it's going to look like. Your terrain and threats are going to dictate how far apart each person may be spaced. I know it looks pretty tight here, but typically I would say 5 to 10 yards between each person. If you're in a larger open danger area, you might want to spread that out even more. A lot of the times that's due to grenades and artillery, but if you're not in that type of environment, that's not your threat, then you could get by with a lot closer, because you do have to understand that communication must be had, and hopefully everybody is using comms on a team. Okay, so this here is a wedge. All right, so TL's up front. That way everybody can see his commands being given, and he can move that formation where he wants to go. You're gonna have at least 2 guys branch off this way and 1 guy off this way. So you can move in this direction. TL can take you where he wants to go. The hand arm movement is not like a line. However, at a 45-degree angle, this is going to be your indication that you're going to get into a wedge. TL is going to give that hand arm signal, and everybody's going to get in their spaces accordingly. I love the wedge because you can move in order, and this guy has this area to cover. This guy is covering this area. This guy can kind of cover this area and check your 6, right? That was a shitty arrow. So this guy can kind of check your 6. He's not really, looking up front too much, but, he can pay attention to his lines of fire. And so that basically you have the front, left, and right covered, okay? And that's super awesome because in a wedge, it's very easy to get on line. Everybody can just push up, okay? Everybody can just move up into their spaces accordingly, and you would be already on line to engage the enemy. Now, again, the same can be said Down here, I'll draw out it again. Get my peak. So another variation of the wedge, but now you guys are taking fire from left to right. Say you're taking contact from the left because we got more room to right. Well, this guy can just push up here. This guy can push up here. TL can move up here, and this dude can get online in the same manner. So now you have all 4 guys online in a very quick and efficient manner, all engaging in the same direction, and nobody is having a conflicting right and left limit. So it's a little bit harder with the file because one dude might have to circle around to the other. TL might have to circle around up here. You know, it's a little bit more difficult. So when you're moving in a wedge, it is easy to effectively engage without too much crossfire and so on and so forth. So those are the big 3. I've got one more I want to show you guys, and then we'll wrap this video up. All right, guys, last but not least, we're going to talk about the diamond. So TL up front. This guy's covering your left limits, your right limits, and your 6 o'clock. It is beneficial like the wedge. However, a lot of guys want to use the diamond because you're not pushing out as much space. Because like I said earlier, your terrain is going to dictate how far away you are from the next guy. In a wedge, you can get a little bit tighter without having basically a leg sticking out here. So if you're moving through an alleyway or something and you don't have the room to do a wedge, there's no reason that you couldn't do a diamond and make the same and have the same effects. Okay, so if you were to get into a contact, okay, so contact's up here, and then this guy can push up, this guy can push up, and this dude can get where he needs to be, right? So a diamond is effective, especially in like an urban situation. So the hand and arm movement for the diamond is going to be 2 hands above the head, typically would be. Sometimes that might be difficult because you might have to sling your weapon. So keep that in mind. But diamond is not a bad option. A lot of guys, again, use it in an urban environment. So those are your team movements. Some guys know them, some guys don't. It's probably best that you do know them before you get on a team of any sort. If you're already on a team, this might help you refresh your memory. So thanks for watching.